Problem 2 on Connect, exercise 9.2 in your text, asks you to look at some activity variances and make some analysis, make some sense of the numbers you're looking at. It also says, do you know what is the planning budget, what is the flexible budget? And it gives us all the information. We just need to be smart enough to know what we want. Okay, the first piece of information, or the first pieces of information they give us, are the planning budget for July, and that's this column. So let's go through and fill in everything from that. We just have to copy it on over, okay? So our planning budget for meals, we budgeted to make or sell 18,000 meals. Our revenue at $4.50 per meal was 81,000. That's what we expected. And we're just going to go right on down. Our raw materials was $43.20 per meal. No, $2.40 per meal. I was going to say that. It'd be pretty good airport food. So we're just going to go right down this column and fill it in. So we have raw materials, $2.40 per meal. So that's $43,200. The wages and salaries are $5,200 fixed and 30 cents per meal. That's $10,600. The utilities are $2,400 fixed plus 5 cents per meal. Q, remember, stands for quantity demanded. So that's $3,300. The facility rent is $4,300, and that's fixed. The insurance is $2,300. That's fixed. And the miscellaneous is $680 fixed plus 10 cents per meal. That's $24.80. So altogether, our total expense, those added together comes to $66,180, and that's $14,820 planned income. Keep in mind, this entire column is planned. It's hoped for. It's budgeted. Okay? Now, the flex budget for the period. They give us that too. They say, okay, here's the flex budget. This is what we actually served. And I want to point out to you that this is actually served. We actually served 17,800 meals. So we actually sold that many meals. So everything in the flexed budget, everything in this column is going to be real numbers. That's what we actually earned. That's what we actually got. And we're just going to go down. We're just going to copy the numbers that they gave us. Just going to go down and copy these numbers, just like we did with the planning budget. So we actually sold 17,800 meals. So we actually sold 200 meals less. Our revenue was 80,100. which makes sense. It should be less. We sold less. Our raw material, again, we should be less because we used less. 42,720. Our wages and salaries was 5,200 plus 30 cents per meal. 30 cents a meal times 17,800 plus 52. That comes to 10,540. Our utilities, 3,290. Okay, and you see how I'm getting those. I'm simply taking the 2,400 times the 5 cents. Yeah, the 2,400 plus 5 cents times the 17,800. The facility rent is fixed, 43. The insurance is fixed at 23. So you would expect these numbers to be exactly the same. Miscellaneous will vary because it has a fixed portion and a variable portion, and it's 2460 when you do the math. 680 plus 10 cents times 17,800. So our total expenses, those comes to 65,610. And our net operating income is 14,490. Okay, you did all that work, but that's not really what it's asking you. It's saying, take a look at the activity variances, because all of these differences between what we planned and what we did are based on the fact that we sold 200 less meals. That's an activity variance, a variance that is simply caused by the change in activity. So, our revenue, we had a $900 variance. It should have been, we'd planned on 81,000. It was 80,100. That's 900. Now, you guys generally tend to make a big deal out of variances. Are they favorable or unfavorable? And you try to do the add subtract. If it's positive, is it variable? Is it favorable? If it's negative, is it favorable? Forget all that. All you need to ask yourself is, when I tell my boss this number, will she be happy or unhappy? That's all you need to tell yourself. Now, you're going to go tell your boss, hey Mary, we made $900 less this month. Is that going to make her happy or unhappy? Unhappy? It's an unfavorable variance. Now, let's take a look at the expenses. We expected to spend $43,200. We actually spent $42,720. We spent $480 less. Same deal. Hey Mary, we spent $480 less. Is that going to make her happy or unhappy? That's going to be a favorable variance. It's going to make her happy. What makes her unhappy is if this was unfavorable and this price went up. That would make her very unhappy. And we're just going to go down. We expected to spend $10,600. We spent $10,540. We spent $60 less. That's favorable. That'll make the boss happy. Take a look at the utilities. They also went down. We expected to spend $3,300. We spent $3,290. That's a favorable variance. As expected, there's no variance for the fixed cost. Occasionally that will happen, but that would happen if, like, you had a rent increase in the middle of the month. There would have to be something kind of weird like that, okay? And miscellaneous expense, that went down $20. So that's favorable. Now we have to add that all together. Our total expense, these added together, went down $570. That's favorable. However, when we compare these, we compare our net income, we find that our net income went down $330, and that's unfavorable. So you really can't use pluses and minuses for favorable and unfavorable, because in this case, this is a minus and it's favorable. 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 This is a minus and it's unfavorable. So you have to think about what the variance means and not just whether it's plus or minus, because plus or minus just doesn't matter. What does the variance mean?